All right, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Rachel Kennedy and you are watching Living the Denver Boulder Lifestyle. Today we are going to be talking about what the heck is going on in the Denver Boulder market and all of these crazy headlines that I'm sure you guys are seeing. I know I'm seeing it, and all this fear that's surrounding our real estate market. Before we dive into it, I'd like to remind you that I am a licensed broker here in the state of Colorado. So as much as I love putting this content together for you, helping you learn the Denver market and what you need to know, I would love even more to help you with those real estate needs. So please feel free to hit me up on that number or that email that is popping up on your screen. And I won't waste any more of your time. Let's get started. All right, so before we dive into what you need to know about the Denver market in its current condition, please hit that subscribe and that notification button that is popping up on your screen below so that you get notified every time I put new videos out, which is every Thursday afternoon. All right, so let's dive into what we're all hearing. I'm sure you're seeing it. I know I'm seeing it. Before we dive into that though, I want to give you a little bit of a background on myself so that you know why I feel like I'm qualified to speak on this topic. I have been practicing residential real estate here in the Denver Boulder market for the last 9 years. I am also a very savvy real estate investor. My husband and I have been fix and flipping properties for the last 5 years. We invest in both multifamily and single family properties here in Colorado as well as out of state. So between all of our assets, we have 511 rental units in our portfolio, and that's spread across Colorado, Tennessee, Ohio, and North Carolina. So I kind of know what I'm talking about here, and I just wanted to let you know that so that I have a little bit of credibility behind me, right? All right, so these headlines. The first one that I want to hit on is U.S. home prices fall the greatest amount in 11 years, but home sales are down. Oh my God, what is going on? The sky is falling. What are we to do? You guys, we are coming off of 2 years of over 20% value increases, which means that between 2020, 2021, and a little bit of 2022, we saw over 40% value increase in our homes here in the Denver market. Of course, we're going to see a correction. It is not sustainable for us to not see a correction. Do you know how much the value has dropped in the Denver market? 2 to 3%. Is that a huge, like, the sky is falling, emergency, everybody get out of the housing market? No, of course not. And this is the point that I want to point out, is that all of these headlines are extremely fear-based, right? Like, these journalists get paid to bring out the fear in you. They read between the lines in seeing a value decrease. Oh my gosh, how can we, elicit a fear-based response from that? They did it, right? Another thing to remember as you guys are watching the news or reading through and researching different markets, remember that real estate is hyper local. Our Denver market does not behave the same way that the LA market behaves. And the LA market doesn't behave the same way that the Detroit market behaves. So I am not well-versed to advise in any other market than the Denver Boulder market. So if you guys are shopping different markets or doing your research, you're moving from one market to another market, make sure that you're talking to an expert that has their boots on the ground and is in that specific market. All right, and then the second headline that I want to point out is talking about foreclosures and how foreclosures are on the rise, and California, Florida, and Texas are the leaders in the foreclosure market. They are going to see a bottom of the market. You should not buy because you are going to be able to get a deal in the next 6 months because everybody's going to be giving their houses away. The reality is that with the economy that we are in right now, and seeing the job market soften, it is inevitable. There are going to be some homeowners who are going to be forced to sell in what we call a distress sale. A distress sale is a foreclosure or a short sale where they have to sell for less than they actually owe the bank on their property. Now, we'll see these for sure, but do you know the percentage of Denver's market that actually was a distress sale this last month? 0.2%. That is not a huge number. Of the over 3,000 transactions that the Denver Boulder market saw this last month, 5 of those were distressed sales. And that doesn't even mean that those distressed sales actually hit market. A lot of times those sellers will go to investors or wholesalers and sell off market because they need to make it happen really quickly. So keep this in mind as you guys are determining whether or not it is right for you to buy in this market or rent in this market. So let's talk about that topic. Is it better for you to buy right now, or is it better for you to rent? All right, so I'm not going to feed you a campaign line. For some people in the market right now, it is a better choice to rent. For some people, it is a better choice to buy. Who should be buying right now? Anyone who is planning on being in whatever home they purchase for at least the next 3 years. Anyone who is very secure in their job status and has the ability to comfortably make that mortgage payment for the next 12 to 18 months. Now, I say 12 to 18 months because obviously I want you to be able to afford your mortgage payment past that, but the speculation is that we will see interest rates fall or start to come down in the next 12 to 18 months. The current prediction is in Q1 or Q2 of 2024. Now, this is only a prediction and things can definitely change, which is why I want to make sure that anyone who I am representing buying right now has a good buffer. If they are maxing themselves out on their mortgage payment at today's rates, I want to know that they are comfortable with that payment for at least the next 12 to 18 months. Because if rates don't start coming down in Q1 or Q2 of 2024, I want to know that my clients are comfortable. So who should rent? If you aren't familiar with the Denver market and you're coming out here and you're kind of exploring the different areas, you should probably rent and get a feel for where you're going to be happy long term. If you don't know that you're going to be in Denver for at least 2 years, you should probably rent. And if you aren't confident in your job security or you expect to make a career change in the next 2 years, you should probably rent for right now until you get yourself into a more stable position. So those who are buying today are taking on a higher monthly payment than they would if they were renting. However, as soon as those rates come back down, those homeowners are going to be able to refinance into a lower rate and lower their monthly payment. You know who's not going to be able to lower their monthly payment? Renters. Those rents are going to stay exactly where they are, if not go up. All right, so I want to show you guys this graph. This graph shows historical housing price values in the Denver area all the way back into the 80s. So you can see that while we have some small, very small dips, overall, the Denver market has seen really great increases in value over the years. Now, in the 2008 housing crash, the Denver housing prices max value loss was only 7%. Now, the very next year, our housing prices gained 10%. So on average, between those 2 years, housing prices rose 3%. And then the national average in housing price gain is 4.7% each year. Year over year, you should expect for your house to gain in value 4.7%. In Denver, because we are such a big growing metropolis, we typically see anywhere from 8 to 12% growth. So the 4.7 is very, very conservative. But I wanted you guys to see how strong Denver's housing prices have been historically. If I've got you thinking about the Denver housing prices, I invite you to pop onto my website, thekennedyhomegroup.com, and do a little searching, explore some neighborhoods, and of course, you can always message me personally if you have any questions. That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.